Welcome to the Fantasy Beer League, where you get half-decent advice from half-decent guys. I'm your host, Sean Joyce. With me, as always, is Jersey Shore superfan Justin Giel, our resident fantasy football expert, Matt Senni, and this week's big loser, Danny Verico. So how was your Thanksgiving, Justin?
It was good. Nice and kind of quiet. I realized that I didn't clip my pinky now.
Does that have anything to do with Thanksgiving?
No, but I can use it for drugs.
How was your Thanksgiving, Senni?
I realized I'm too old to play football.
I realized that as well. We do a turkey bowl at my house every year, and this was the first year that age definitely played a factor.
It was a rough couple of days.
Well, dude, I'm telling you. Well, we played for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
My ass was sore for
As
days.
Just run on concrete. I think it'd be different.
So my dad said because we were running in the street.
Yeah, probably.
Said that we were stupid for that.
Yeah, well. Okay, he's probably right about that. I won't argue. Danny, any last words before we draw your punishment for this week? Anything you want to complain about, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Ezekiel Elliott. I should have taken that trade of yours just to dish that man off.
I was telling them, I was like, I'll do this as a joke. And then you denied it, and I was like, nah.
Yeah, like, as expected, I denied it because it's Zeke for Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
It's like, you think it's Zeke, you got to hold on. But, man, I don't even know if I can start that. This is going to be on a tough fantasy playoffs if I make it there, or loser's bracket. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, Zeke has been a trip ever since Dak got hurt.
Yeah, it really has. Seems like the glue of that team is just falling apart.
It certainly has.
Fuck the Cowboys, and Zeke, if you could, do a little bit of this.
That would be nice.
A little bit of that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully this week, because the playoffs are coming up, as you mentioned, and
Yeah.
a lot of teams have Zeke as one of their first picks.
He didn't fumble. That's better than
He
Zeke
did not.
already.
Yeah, it's great. Great start. All right, hit that button and let us know what you get, my friend.
Well, we're doing a shoey.
Ooh.
You're doing a
You can
shoe?
do it?
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know what a shoey is, I'm going to drink a beer right out of a shoe.
Wow. Are you sure you want to do it and not pay the fine?
Yeah, no, I guess we're going to do that. I mean, coming into this, I really didn't want to, but it's Christmas time. I need the money, man.
Oh,
We're
amen
not
to
lying
that.
now.
I get it.
Yeah.
I told myself once December hit, we're rolling the punishment, so here we are.
Well,
It's tough where we're
It
at
is,
right now.
it
It is, yeah.
well, good luck to you. We'll catch up with you in a bit. You can
thank
go
you
do
very
your
much.
thing while we talk some football. I'll take the football back, actually. Nice handoff.
Hey, clean handoff. Once
Perfect.
again.
All right. So stick around for the shoey at the end of this podcast. Let's dive into some football talk. We'll begin with the Browns and the Titans. Kareem Hunt had another poor outing on Sunday and seems to have been forgotten in the passing game since Nick Chubb's return. I don't expect that to continue for long.
Yeah.
He's still getting ample volume and the talent is there. But when Nick Chubb is being superhuman, it's kind of hard to argue with the decision to keep riding him and not Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
In the passing game, Jarvis Landry had a monster game with 8 catches for 143 yards and a touchdown. This is the first time we've seen the offense in a fair weather game without Odell. Does Landry have legit fantasy appeal going forward, Justin?
I don't know. It's really hard to tell because he is talented, but the ball's got to get there to him. They were run heavy for a majority of the year, and this is his biggest showing of the year. So, I mean, if it can continue, yes, but who's to say if it's going to?
I don't think there's much value for him. His whole career, he's never really been a touchdown scorer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this was his first touchdown of the season that wasn't a passing touchdown. If I'm wrong, I have to pay a fine, but I'm pretty confident in that.
Yeah, his only passing touchdown was to Odell.
Yeah.
That was a strike, too.
It was, but my
matter.
point is that he doesn't score, and like you said, the volume isn't there for him. I don't think that this one pop is indicative of a future for him. I think that what we've seen so far this season is what's going to continue going forward through the rest of the season. For the Titans, if you started Derrick Henry last week, you probably won your matchup and totally demoralized your opponent. I went against him in 2 leagues, so I feel totally broken today.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown continues racking up points. He scored in all but 2 of his games this season. And Corey Davis had another double-digit fantasy day, so we talked about him a bit last week. I think he's a lock-in flex guy. If you need, I really like Corey Davis. The volume's there, the targets are there, the talent's there. I'm all in on him. But after seeing Jonnu Smith post a big old goose egg on Sunday, Justin, should fantasy managers stay patient or drop him and move on?
The position's so shallow, so unless you have an okay option, it's hard to just drop him. But I've dropped him in our league, so I was kind of riding that train of dropping him.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, I think I'd be comfortable dropping him if I did have him.
I think I'd be done with him. I don't know what's out there on the free agent wire in most leagues, but like you said, it is a scarce position.
Yeah.
But he's been brutal. I can't. I'd rather have somebody else kill me at this point. So I'm out on Jonnu Smith. I'm still taking the Titans to win the game. Tighten up.
Yeah, tighten up.
I'm going with Cleveland because I'd like to feel nervous about that game when it happens with Pittsburgh. I'd like to worry that the Browns actually have a chance of winning it. So I'd actually like to see them win more games leading up to that game.
Well, win or lose, I still think they would have a chance in that game.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but I'd like to actually feel nervous for once playing the Browns.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever felt that way.
It is rare that they're a good team.
That's true.
Next up, we get into Justin's most anticipated game, the Raiders or the
yeah.
Jets.
Can't wait.
Last week, we said the Raiders are for real. This week, I'm here to tell you they're frauds. That's true football analysis. Ask me again next week. Everyone on the Raiders sucked on Sunday against Atlanta. And to make matters worse, Josh Jacobs left the game with an ankle injury, and it's questionable heading into this matchup. If he's unavailable, are you looking to start Devontae Booker this week, Justin?
I would be. Yeah, I mean, he's looked good the time that he spent on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jalen Richard offers a lot in the passing game, but I like Devontae Booker as a fill-in.
I like Booker as well. No interest in Richard.
Well, I don't have any interest
Yeah,
in him.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like Booker. As for the Jets, are you starting anyone?
You know, each week I say to start Jamison Crowder, and these past couple weeks he's just not looked the same as he has. They've been taking those deep shots to Mims and Perriman.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell to do. So no,
Yeah.
don't start anyone.
Yeah. I mean,
With
Crowder's
confidence, don't start anyone with
Crowder's
confidence.
averaging 2 catches per game since returning from injury, which sucks because he was a target monster, PPR monster before he got hurt. Honestly, the only name I would think about starting is Frank Gore. He got all the work last week when the Michael P. Ryan was out. Apparently, the Jets have no interest in their future. They haven't started either of their young running backs. I could see Frank Gore scoring a touchdown in this game.
Yeah. I mean, the Raiders' defense isn't that great.
Right. But yeah, nobody you can start with confidence. If you need a running back due to injury or somebody's underperforming, I'm okay with Frank Gore. But that's it. I'm taking the Raiders to win.
I'm gonna go Jets.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
I
They're
don't
going
get it,
0-16.
dude. They're not good.
I mean, we said the Raiders were for real last week.
I don't know. I still like the Raiders. I'm still going.
I like the Raiders too, but I want to be right that 1 week.
Well,
I'm not going
we'll
to,
see.
but I want to.
I don't think they want to win a game. I
don't
think
think-
they're actively trying to lose.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably the best thing for them to do, honestly. Secure that number 1 pick because the Jags are coming for it too. And we
Jag
transition seamlessly to the game of the
yeah.
week. The Jags take on the Vikings. Now, Senni, for a chance to ice one of us, can you name a Jags player who started over the weekend?
No, dude. I'm really thinking if I know anyone on this team because I just know they're so bad. No, I have no clue.
All right.
I have no clue.
Well, Mike Glennon started a quarterback for
Never
them.
heard that name before.
He's looked surprisingly well as the Jags starter on Sunday. Delivered a great day for James Robinson. Rookie Colin Johnson led the team in receiving yards, filling in for DJ Chark. Justin, is he someone?
Chark's someone I would have known.
Yeah, but he didn't play.
I
so I
know
wouldn't
that
count
makes
him.
sense.
Is Colin Johnson someone you're keeping your eye on?
No. The only time he scored double-digit points this year, he scored a touchdown. That was twice. So I wouldn't keep an eye on him.
Well, I mean, he had a ton of targets on Sunday. I think he only has value when DJ Chark is out.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying to pick him up right now, but I am going to monitor him. And if he reproduces this kind of this level of success next week, he could be an asset in the fantasy playoffs. There's always one player who breaks out late in the year and has serviceable days to carry you to a championship.
Like Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not going to pick up Derrick Henry. But last year, Steven Sims was a valuable wide receiver at the end of the year. Deontay Johnson was a valuable wide receiver out of nowhere at the end of the year. So he's a guy I'm looking at to be that guy. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying monitor the situation. The Vikings are going to get Adam Thielen back from COVID this week. Do you expect him to have any lingering effects from being out for the past week, any rustiness, or do you just think fire him up, no level of concern?
I think he's fine.
I agree. I mean, Chad Beebe was great in his absence. I think Adam Thielen offers as much value, if not more, obviously more, than him and even Justin Jefferson, who's been excellent so far in his rookie season. And obviously, Dalvin Cook is a starter. He's the best running back in the league.
Did we get any update on his injury?
I think I've heard he's fine.
Is he fine?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he returned to the game. He was.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anything contradicting that, saying that he isn't actually fine. Have you?
No, I wouldn't have asked the question if I did.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you knew something I didn't know.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Vikings are gonna win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Okay. Next, we have the Bengals at the Dolphins.
I think this game's going to suck.
It probably will. T. Higgins was the only Bengal to score double-digit fantasy points against the Giants on Sunday. Is there any Bengal you can trust against the Dolphins this week, Justin?
I mean, maybe T. Higgins, but like last week I was going back and forth all week between starting Tyler Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Decided not to, and it worked out for me.
Yeah, I mean, T. Higgins got that touchdown late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was still significant to the game script, but it was the only drive the Bengals were able to put together, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no one I can start with confidence, especially with, Brandon Allen playing quarterback. There really isn't anyone you can trust.
No.
And A.J. Green shouldn't even be on your roster. So if you're someone who's rostering, starting A.J. Green, you're just not paying attention at all. The Dolphins were without Tua on Sunday, and Fitzmagic largely boosted the production of Devontae Parker,
Go figure.
who hauled in 8 of 14 targets for 119 yards against the Jets. Do you believe this level of success is repeatable if Tua is to return to action, Justin?
I don't think so.
I agree. He's been a game manager. Fitzpatrick is the guy that you want if you have a Dolphins player on your team. Otherwise, they're very hard to trust.
Yeah.
But all that being said, I think regardless of who the starter is, Miami wins big.
Yeah, I'm going to go
I
Dolphins.
agree.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have the Colts and the Texans. Colts had a rough game against the Tennessee Henrys on Sunday, but we did see T.Y. Hilton score his first touchdown, perhaps in an attempt to get a Thanksgiving leftover
I was
plate.
a little surprised.
Yeah. I think,
Maybe he got the plate, and that was his reward.
that's what brought him in.
His grandma said,
I'll
I'll give you the plate. You got to score.
This is for you, T.Y. Score a touchdown for Graham.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the roster here, Justin.
Yep. Okay.
I think there are question marks all over the place
For the Colts?
for the Colts.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any player you can confidently start?
No.
Okay. I do agree with you. I still like Michael Pittman Jr. I've talked about him a couple times. He didn't produce much this past week, but he did have 9 targets, which is significant.
Mm-hmm.
Phillip Rivers likes him. As the matchups get a little easier, he could see better days. And I think this is a good matchup with the Texans, who aren't very good at defense.
Yeah.
Texans got it back together, though, against the Lions on Sunday as Deshaun Watson shredded the defense of the Lions and hooked up with Will Fuller V for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. Duke Johnson also had his best game of the season. Now for the bad news. Will Fuller V has been suspended 6 games, which takes us through the end of the regular season. He is not going to be able to play, so you can drop him without any fear of somebody scooping him up. He's out for the rest of the season. Brandon Cooks obviously stands to benefit the most from this. Mm-hmm. Is there another wide receiver that Fuller managers can pick up and replace him with?
I don't know. I don't really think so. I mean, I've spent the entire season talking shit on Brandon Cooks, and he's done nothing but prove me wrong.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're able to pick him up, I think I definitely would and be confident with him taking over those lead duties.
I'm pretty sure he's rostered in the majority of leagues. I don't
Yeah.
think you're going to be able to get him. And he does stand to benefit the most, but it could also be that now that he sees a tougher coverage every week, he doesn't produce as well. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. But I agree. I don't think there's anybody else worth picking up in the free agent pool. I think the Colts are going to win.
I'm going to go Texans.
Yeah, me too.
Probably an upset. I don't think the lines are out yet because we had Wednesday afternoon football. But
The watermark on the screen still said Sunday Night Football.
I saw that. That bothered me, by the way.
Yeah.
That they called Wednesday afternoon football, Sunday night football on Wednesday.
Yeah, it was bad.
Just call it Wednesday afternoon football. Call it what it is. Blame the Ravens.
I'm going to blame
We'll
the
get
Ravens.
into that later.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later. For now, let's talk about an NFC battle with the Lions and the Bears.
Bears.
This should be a fun one.
It's going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bad game.
Senni, can you name someone on the Lions who isn't Matthew Stafford?
The running back is first naming on the D because I don't say the first name if I'm wrong. Is it DeAndre Swift?
You
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, I didn't want to say the full name and be wrong.
No,
No,
you
you're
got
good.
it.
All right, Justin.
Oh, I'll take it.
Original. OG.
OG is always good.
OG's
I
the
don't have my
best.
straw. Vince used my last straw last week.
Oh. Vince said, "Oh no," sitting back in his chair.
You know what I was
Pizza.
thinking? As stupid as this sounds, I like drink a protein shake every day, and I hate it. And I thought, what if I put a straw in there? I know it's stupid because it's not a bottle.
It's not carbonated
but like
either.
for a second, I know because I don't know the physics. But I really thought, I was like, if I put a straw in here, will it just be like real quick?
You missed a lot.
You can
Should have
edit
asked
that out.
Andy before I talked about physics.
Yeah. Oh man. You should try it though, Senni. You should try it here. Bring your protein shake and just get it covered all over.
It just
your
spills
chin.
everywhere all over myself.
Yeah, that would be funny. But Justin, Kenny Golladay and DeAndre Swift have missed quite some time due to injury now. We've talked about starting a boom bust Marvin Jones when Golladay is out. But is there another Lions running back we can start if Swift is to miss another game with his concussion?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this backfield. I think when Swift's healthy, he's the guy you want.
Yeah.
I think Adrian Peterson had maybe 2 touchdowns this past week.
Yep.
But he's not going to do that every single week. And
No.
he's not getting the yards and everything that you would hope for. So
No passing game volume.
Yeah, so I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I like both him and Kerryon Johnson because Kerryon Johnson plays that pass catcher role, gets you some PPR points. But this week, this matchup, definitely not starting either of them. The Bears are really good at run defense. Speaking of the Bears, Allen Robinson, too, scored 2 touchdowns, even with Mitchell Trubisky under center. And David Montgomery had his best game of the season.
I was shocked.
You know what's a fun fact that I learned?
Oh, go ahead and tell me.
So it is that Alvin Kamara has had 5 targets or more in 5 straight games. There's only one other running back in the league who's done that.
Can I guess?
Senni can guess.
Dude, you got to repeat because I'm just thinking about how I would have won if I played Allen Robinson.
Oh.
Because when you said that, I was like, did I play him? And I looked, and I did not.
Oh. Well, since you weren't paying attention, you can guess. Justin.
Is it Dave Montgomery?
It is David Montgomery. How'd you know?
Are you talking about him?
5 or more targets in 5 straight games. Incredible because he's super inefficient. He probably gets 5 catches for 5 yards every week.
He looks like he's a slow reader.
He does look like he's a slow reader. He looks like he has one of those 3rd grade reading levels you were talking about a few
like
weeks
most
ago.
people in the country.
Oh, wow.
I thank you very much.
Does it matter who plays quarterback for this team? Does the value of either of those guys change if it's Nick Foles, if it's Mitch Trubisky? Does it
I don't
matter?
really think so, no.
I don't either.
I mean, Trubisky seemed to be looking towards Robinson a lot this week. I mean, he scored 2 touchdowns, so
Yeah.
duh. But I think it seemed like when Foles was behind center in the red zone, that's where Jimmy Graham was getting a lot of the targets. And this past week, it was Allen Robinson getting those targets.
Yeah. I don't think it matters either. I think they're both pretty bad quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah, they're
if
not
I'm
good.
speaking honestly. So, and I mean, those guys produce every week. I mean, Allen Robinson's definitely a top 10 wide receiver in the league. And David Montgomery, despite his inefficiency, has still been a consistently, 10-point guy.
Yeah.
Perfectly
okay.
Perfectly okay is a great way to put it. I think this game is going to be less than perfectly okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think Chicago is going to win.
Yeah. Da Bears.
All right. Next, we have the Saints and the Falcons. Taysom Tebow had another productive fantasy day with 2 rushing touchdowns, but had an unimpressive 78 passing yards. What is your level of concern for this Saints offense, Justin? The pass catchers.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't throw the ball. He's not a quarterback. He's a rusher.
He's a tight end. He's a gritty player, not afraid to get the tough yards, lower the shoulder, not afraid to get his jersey dirty. I'm missing any cliches about tough white guys in the NFL?
He can't jump.
Oh, he definitely can't jump. Actually, he can. Didn't he hurdle a guy? Tough guy. Tough runner.
Yeah.
Either way.
I think we got it all.
Either way, Latavius Murray went off for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you drafted Alvin Kamara, you're probably pissed off about it. But this is why we always say fuck the Saints, because this is what they do. And I say it every year. Alvin Kamara gets fucked because Sean Payton has a hard-on for Latavius Murray or Mark Ingram or whatever less effective running back is there with him. Alvin Kamara is not going to catch the kind of passes he caught with Drew Brees. So as long as he's out, his volume is definitely capped, and his upside is way lower
Yeah,
than what you
I
drafted
like
him to
Kamara
be.
a lot.
Yeah, if he was on another team, I'd love him. I'm not sure how it's possible, but the Falcons scored 43 points on Sunday, and Matt Ryan managed to get only 13.9 fantasy points. Young Wei Koo had, 21? Something like that.
They had 1 or 2 defensive touchdowns, too.
Well, Matt Ryan also sucks. We've seen it before with this offense. I think the sample size is now large enough. can you start Matt Ryan or anyone else on this team who isn't Calvin Ridley or Julio Jones when Julio Jones is not in the lineup?
No.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Todd Gurley because he's going to be about the same when he's active. But other than that, no pass catcher. Definitely can't start Matt Ryan in a standard 10-team league. Super inefficient, and the Saints defense has been playing lights out.
Yeah.
So I'd feel very uncomfortable starting anybody on the Falcons in this game specifically. I hope Drew Brees retires tomorrow. Taysom will win again.
You picking the Saints?
Yes, that's me picking the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Saints.
Yeah, me too.
Were you saying that because it's not obvious that I'm picking the Saints?
No,
when I
I'm
said that?
saying it because like I still just like don't love the Saints, and I still like the Falcons, but the Falcons are so bad that I just can't consciously pick the Falcons.
Dude,
Yeah.
if I was betting, I think last week the Raiders against the Falcons would have been a lock.
Yeah, probably.
I think that would have been a lock.
I
for me.
can't believe it.
Yeah, it is mind blowing.
Especially the score that it turned out.
Yeah. We don't have a Thursday night game because the Ravens suck. So instead, we're going to have a standard happy hour where we talk about Thursdays. All right, well, Vince is joining us for this week's Thirsty Thursday. Since we don't have any football to talk about, we have to talk about some nonsense. The beer I'm drinking is called Brew'em Hop Ups. It's supposed to taste like a strawberry Pop-Tart. It's very sour, very tart, but also juicy, pretty good. A little,
What's your favorite
little
flavor
sweet.
Pop-Tart?
Brown sugar cinnamon standard, all-time pumpkin pie.
This is unreal. We had this conversation at school today, me and like a couple teachers, because this teacher was mad that this girl didn't share his Pop-Tarts with her. And we legit had the same conversation about Pop-Tarts, dude. That's insane.
Well, what's everybody else's favorite Pop-Tart flavor?
S'mores.
S'mores is a pretty good one. I also like hot fudge sundae.
I like brown sugar cinnamon hot fudge sundae. I also, when I was camping one summer, we ran out of bread, so I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich between 2 brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't fucking get the brown sugar thing. I know that's like a lot of people's favorites, and I've heard that a lot.
It is good.
It's my favorite of all the standard
Yeah,
flavors.
I never buy it. Like, I would never go out of my way to buy the brown sugar, dude. I would eat strawberry first. That's
You
crazy.
gotta toast
Oh.
it. Do you toast yours?
Sometimes, not always.
I don't toast the fruit ones.
Maybe I gotta try it again,
I don't know.
man. Because I'm
Brown
hearing a
sugar's
lot
good.
of people today say
Brown
that's
sugar's
like
really
their
Well,
favorite.
what's your answer here, Vince?
Mine's hot fudge sundae.
Hot
But
fudge sundae.
You were getting a chance. Take the brown sugar cinnamon, peanut butter on one side, fluff on the other.
That sounds good, too. That would be good with the s'mores, too.
Yeah, it'd be good with s'mores.
Ooh.
What about like an ice cream sandwich, but Pop-Tarts?
That would
I know
probably be
that's
good.
a thing.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
I've never tried it. I feel like that'd be too much. Because, like, the
Peanut butter and jelly is not?
No, because that's all the same temperature. I don't really like eating things that are hot and cold or room temperature and cold together. Like, I don't like ice cream cake that doesn't have the crunchies and just tastes like ice cream the whole way through. I don't like it when it's cake and ice cream because it's two different
Oh,
textures.
I had that on Thanksgiving.
Dude,
it was
I don't
weird.
like that.
It,
Glad
was,
you
it
said
tasted
that.
good, but it was weird.
On Thanksgiving for my niece, they got a vanilla ice cream cake. Like, you know how like there's chocolate at the bottom of your typical ice cream
Yeah.
cake? It was vanilla. And it was the worst, dude.
Yeah.
I actually like insulted my mother-in-law for maybe the first time ever and just told her like it's terrible. I said, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be chocolate. It's not. It's not good.
Things are wrong.
well-
Yeah, definitely wrong.
Anyway, this Pop-Tart beer that sparked a long conversation is from Hysteria Brewing in outside of Baltimore in Maryland. I got it for the Ravens, but the Ravens decided to fuck everything up, so there's no game. Justin, why don't you tell us what you're drinking, and I guess maybe what you want to do on Thursday?
All right. So I'm drinking Thrills from Dewey Beer Company. It's a brewery down in Delaware. We went down there a couple weeks ago. Thrills is like their fruited sour lineup. So this one's pineapple, vanilla, orange. One of the better sours, one of the best beers that I've ever had.
Agreed.
Don't even taste the alcohol in it. It just tastes like orange juice.
Juicy.
Very, very good. Nice. It's 5.25%. So, I mean, drinking this crowler, I'm not really going to feel a whole hell of a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do on Thursday, I got to decorate for Christmas.
Oh, exciting.
So, that's
Did that over the weekend. I was
Yeah.
sore. It was not fun, but
yeah, I got to trade beer and decorate for Christmas.
sounds like a good Thursday
go to the
in
gym.
lieu of football.
Yeah.
Senni, what are you drinking? What are you doing on Thursday?
So I'm drinking this beer called Lips and Lungs. It's a double India Pale Ale. I'm not gonna say anything about the name. It's from Short Throw Brewing Company in Connecticut. I bought it because the Velzies have both had it and they rated it pretty high.
Oh,
I don't think either of them watch the show.
they definitely don't. They're bad friends.
I think it's pretty good.
Not a 4 though, right?
No.
Yeah, definitely not a 4.
No,
So the Velsies
I
are
did
wrong.
not give it a 4, so maybe my opinion of their opinion is a little bit low. I have no clue what I'm going to do on Thursday yet because I normally host Thursday Night Football, so I guess I'm going to have to figure it out.
All right. Well, good luck with that. Vince, tell us what you're drinking and what you're going to be doing on Thursday.
I am drinking Now That's Sour. It's a pineapple, mango, and pink guava fruited sour from Neck of the Woods Brewing.
That sounds good.
You want to share with the class?
Yeah, please.
You guys want to try?
Yeah, pass it around.
Pass it around.
Please. And while we're drinking it, you can tell us what you're going to be doing Thursday.
Well, provided about how long this takes, I'll probably be editing this podcast.
I knew you were going to say that, but I still wanted to hear it.
That's great.
I like that.
Where is Neck of the Woods, Justin? Is that in Jersey?
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes from where Senni used to live.
I thought it sounded familiar.
That I guess is it Pittman? I think it's technically Pittman.
I did used to live somewhere near.
Oh, we went there. That's why.
Mantua. It's on the can.
Mantua.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Mantua.
Yeah, that's very close.
I think we
We went there before we helped Senni move
I
out.
think so. Yeah, I remember that.
I do remember you guys saying that.
All right, guys. Well, let's get into our late football talk now. Continue on. We'll catch up with you later, Vince, if you want to jump in for our Sunday Night Football conversation.
I think he definitely does.
The first late game we have is the Giants and the Seahawks. The first place New York Football Giants with 4 wins travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. New York may be without starting quarterback Daniel Jones, who suffered a hamstring injury last week, but further testing suggests that it's not season-ending. He may be able to play in this game, actually, though it's unlikely. How do you view the Giants' offense if Colt McCoy is under center on Sunday, Justin?
Not great, not awful. I think Wayne Gallman still stands to benefit well.
Yeah.
The Seahawks defense sucks over. Their passing defense is historically bad. Their rushing defense has been pretty decent. But I still think Gallman, I think they can get down there and he can punch it in the red zone. But their position players, depending on how practice goes this week and who's behind center, I think the position player, the pass catchers might take a little bit of a hit.
Yeah, I mean, you have to start Evan Ingram, even though I don't personally care for him. He's still one of the better tight ends. He's a consistent option. He's going to get points. I think without Daniel Jones, the offense takes a serious hit. But Seattle's defense, to their credit, has played well the last 2 weeks.
They have.
They've definitely played a lot better. They got Shaquille Griffin back. So I don't feel very confident going into this game for the Giants' offense. Wayne Gallman, I still think, is a fine play because he's just been running so tough and he's been scoring. But I don't see much value in guys. Definitely a value hit in guys like Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, Darius Slayton, so on and so forth. Let's talk about the Seahawks. Don't make DK mad.
Oh, my God. That was so great to see.
Yeah. Jim Schwartz told him that he wasn't Megatron yet, which I think he meant as a compliment.
I think he meant it as like a...
You're on your
getting
way.
there.
Yeah. But
you're not shit.
But DK Metcalf said, fuck you. I'm pissed off. And then he torched the Eagles for 177 yards on 10 catches. He also probably has the biggest penis in the NFL. My buddy Chris Carson returned for the Seahawks, but saw 7 fewer touches than teammate Chris Carlos Hyde. That's a fine. What do you make of the backfield split between Chris Carson and Carlos Hyde?
I mean, Carson still scored the touchdown.
Yeah.
So that's what matters. Carlos Hyde didn't. I think he got like 4 points, some odd points.
Yeah, but he got the most touches, which is what I care about personally.
Yeah, I mean, I'd care more about the points. And
But
the
yes,
scores.
but
and
it's-
Hyde did get a touchdown called back on a hold. So that's something to take note of as well, where he was getting those looks in the red zone. But I still think Carson's the lead back. With it being his first game back, I'm wondering if they were kind of trying to split the time just to kind of wean him back into it.
Yes.
So I wouldn't feel too worried moving forward.
Yeah, I think this was just like a reacclimation type of game. I
Yeah.
think they put him on a limited snap count. That's certainly how it felt to me. I hope this isn't indicative of a future because Chris Carson is obviously miles better than Carlos Hyde. And I think if, Pete Carroll isn't an idiot, he'll see that. I do think that they just wanted to be cautious. I agree with everything you said. So hopefully that changes this week. I think Seattle wins, and I don't think it's going to be very close.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle too.
I would love to see the upset, but I just don't see how it's possible.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to see the Giants win. They've won. Is it 3 in a row they've won?
Yep, 3 in a row. But they haven't beaten a team with more than that's better than 500. Not them beating a team with a winning record.
Yeah.
I think that may be true for the entire NFC East, actually. It's been a rough season for everybody.
Yeah.
Moving on, though, with a good division, the Rams play the Cardinals on Sunday. Senni, for a chance to ice one of us, can you name a Rams running back?
No, because it's funny is like I can think of a couple people on the Rams, like Jared Goff, right?
Yeah, he's quarterback.
Cooper Kupp, who's
Yeah.
yeah, I have no clue who they're.
I think you have one on your team.
You might.
Oh, that helps.
Fuck.
It's Daryl Henderson. Then.
Yeah, well, then give Justin another one because we survived it.
In all seriousness, I would not have got it if you didn't say that.
Yeah. You did it to yourself. So.
I thought it was over.
It was.
These are
Now,
very
as soon
difficult
as
to open
as
this
soon
week.
as you said on my team, it just
It
hit
triggered
me.
it, yeah.
That's really funny. Because I know who's on my team.
I didn't even
I know you
see
did.
what it was. I opened it and just smelled apple. I'm not good at this.
Vince should just edit like basketball swish sounds to just make up for all your misses that he has to pick up.
Or he just hits bricks.
Yeah, that'd be good too. The Rams had a poor fantasy outing against San Francisco, but Robert Woods still managed 15.8 fantasy points, and Cam Akers finished with 14.4, leading the team in rushing yards with 84. Is he the Rams running back you want, Justin? Cam Akers led the team in rushing.
I don't think I want any of them.
Agreed. You can't trust any of them for
No.
sure. They use them all differently every week.
I think Cam Akers is definitely the most talented, but I don't think I want any of them.
Yeah, I just got a green apple burp.
It's, it's gonna taste like or smell like green apple and eggplant parm.
Yeah. Well, I didn't really get much eggplant parm, but that sounds like a disgusting combo. Oh, God. Cardinals are coming off their worst game of the season. I don't anticipate this carrying over into next week. Are you at all concerned about this Arizona offense, Justin?
No, I'm not.
No, Senni's not either.
I thought Senni was gonna interject.
I thought he had
Big
something
ol' yawn.
profound. It was just a big yawn.
No. I love Arizona.
Yeah, I know. We
Did
know.
you buy your jersey?
I did buy
Oh.
my Patrick Peterson jersey. I
That's
hope it
hilarious.
comes soon. I'm really excited.
That's excellent. I'm taking the Cardinals to win.
Who are they playing? The Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cardinals too.
Yep, go with Arizona.
Patriots play the Chargers. New England is coming off an impressive win over the Cardinals, in which their defense showed up in a big way. James White scored twice in that game. Is he a flex consideration now that Rex Burkhead's season is over, Justin?
Yeah, I'm gonna say flex at best, and I'm very surprised that you called him Burkhead.
Oh, I did. Well, I didn't. I mean, he's hurt. I'm not gonna make fun of him when he's hurt.
Yeah, kick him when he's down.
No, definitely not. I'm not gonna kick him in the dick for being a dickhead at different points in his life. But I actually disagree. I don't think James White is even worth rostering. I think those touchdowns are very fluky. They were kind of toss plays to the outside. Most of the time, Cam Newton or Damian Harris are going to score those types of plays. So if he continues that kind of opportunity, to see that kind of opportunity, then maybe. But for now, I think he's still best left on waivers. Austin Eckler returned in a big way for the Chargers, totaling 23.9 fantasy points.
Didn't even know he came back until midway through the game.
I don't
Really?
want to talk about it.
Yeah,
It's
Senni
over.
forgot. Senni didn't notice. Yeah. Largely, he got that total because of his 11 catches, which is just ridiculous. Hunter Henry had another solid game with 7 catches for 67 yards. Can managers trust him in their lineups now, Justin, after a
think
poor
so.
start? Yeah, I think so too. He's been consistent the past few weeks. Like we talked about earlier, shallow position.
Yeah.
I like Hunter Henry. I'm taking New England to win the game.
Yeah, I'm going New England too.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
All right, go Justin Herbert.
Go Chargers.
Exactly. Go Chargers.
The Eagles play the Packers on Sunday.
Oh god.
Eagles' offense has looked atrocious, Justin.
Yeah.
And with the Packers' strong pass defense, I just don't see that changing this week. How should managers approach this team?
I think the only two people on the offense that I would trust might be Goddard and Miles Sanders.
Nope.
You don't trust Miles Sanders?
No, he's been brutal. He got hurt, and when he came back, you've seen his snap count get lower and lower and lower
Diminishing,
every week. On a points per game basis, he's running back 31.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good. And Doug Peterson does not give him enough volume to allow him to be good. So it isn't Miles Sanders' fault, but he's not seeing enough volume for me to trust him, to start him with any level of confidence or trust him in any way. And I hate to say, but Travis Fulgham should be dropped in all formats.
I think so too.
He's been awful.
Yeah.
Tight end is the only position I think you can start on that team. The Packers are good, and you know who you're starting on that team, but is Jamal Williams on your radar for a flex consideration, Justin? He had 17 carries on Sunday, as many as third overall pick Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I think on the radar. Picking him up, maybe not starting him, just kind of seeing how it goes. I know I had him for a couple weeks.
I had him too.
Yeah,
for
for
those.
those.
I might still.
Yeah, for those couple weeks that Aaron Jones was out, I had him and I started him, and he put up numbers, but I still didn't win. But yeah, I think picking him up not going to do you any harm if you don't start him. But if you do start him, I think it's a flex is a decent play.
Yeah, he still catches some passes every week. He seems to be involved on third down and those types of scenarios. So I do like him. Flex is the best I'd go with him. I'm going to take the Packers to win, but the Eagles always seem to play them tough. So Sean Peoples, you better not let me down.
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers too.
I'm going to go with the Eagles because I just really hate the Packers.
I hate the Packers.
I will be really happy, though, if the Eagles beat the Packers, man.
I hate the Eagles more than I like the Steelers.
I know it's borderline impossible.
It's possible.
But I would love to see it.
It would not shock me, but it would make me angry. On that note, let's talk about Sunday Night Football. We've been waiting all day for Sunday night. Senni, what have you been waiting all day for?
I've been waiting all day to talk about Adam Sandler movies.
Interesting.
So this is pretty stupid, but like, I was going through Facebook because my wife has made me the type of 25-year-old that actually goes on Facebook still. And there was this article from Men's Health, of all websites, ranking like all the Adam Sandler movies.
What an interesting website to post this.
And if you don't know, there is supposedly 47 Adam Sandler movies. Now I disagree because I don't know that that's really true. But this guy has made so many movies, it's insane. So I wanted to go through and just talk about a couple ones that I disagree with. I'm not going to read them all because I haven't even heard of all of them. Okay? So just out of curiosity, the very bottom one is The Ridiculous Six, which is this Netflix spoof of The Hateful Eight that both Vince and I did not know was a spoof at first.
I didn't know it was a spoof till today.
It's really...
I didn't know it was a movie.
It's really bad. There's a lot of famous people in it, but I don't think it's the worst. I disagree. Jack and Jill is next. I think Jack and Jill personally is like one of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that it deserves to be this low, but maybe even last place.
Unfortunately, it's not even so bad that it's funny. It's just bad. It's unwatchable.
And I can't tell if it was supposed to be funny or if it was supposed to be like a family movie. Because it seems like that's what they were going for.
Either way, it's unwatchable.
It's terrible. The Do-Over is 44. I personally like the Do-Over. The scene where he's like having the threesome and the dude's like balls are in his face, I think is like one of the funniest things fucking ever.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh my god, David Spade is really, really funny in this. I don't know. I don't think it should be this low, personally.
Okay, continue.
Grown Ups 2 is 40. I think that's very, very low for Grown Ups 2.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really funny. I understand it's like it's like a small town movie, but I think it's really good personally. So I don't think any of the
Do-Over.
I don't think the Grown Ups should be that low.
I looked up both films. You want to venture a guess on what the Do-Over has on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's 27.
I don't even think it's that. I'm gonna say 9.
9 is exactly correct.
Oh, wow.
They have
good
all
job.
of them here. I just didn't look at it.
And the Grown Ups 2 got an 8.
Jeez, that's crazy, man.
Wait,
Cobbler.
Was the Cobbler?
The Cobbler, which is a movie about like he makes shoes,
yeah.
and then he
I've
gets
seen that
to
one.
be the people when he puts their
Yeah,
shoes on.
it's
That's
on
not at
Netflix.
all what I thought it was.
Never
See,
even. I know what a cobbler is.
So
That's the only reason why I knew what it was
I
about.
thought it was about like pie.
Yes.
Thought it was a movie like about this guy who makes pies, and then all of a sudden he's like a secret agent putting on shoes. Really, really low. I don't know. Fucking whatever. Grown Ups 1 though is 33. I think that's really low. I don't know. He's got all his boys. You know, he's got the same people in every single movie. That's really, really low.
11%.
Grown Ups 1's got 11%.
Wow.
The Cobbler has 10. These movies are awful.
There's some. I've binged some Netflix Adam Sandler movies and been like,
The Do-Over is a Netflix original, isn't it?
Yes. Bedtime Stories very low. I don't know. I think it's a pretty decent family movie.
It's a good family movie.
Yeah.
But not something that I'm gonna be like, I need to watch
This one shocked me. Little Nicky
on a Thursday.
Little Nicky is 28. So if you guys don't know this, I was deathly afraid of Little Nicky as a kid.
I'm still afraid of Little Nicky.
Just
I'm 25.
because of when Ozzy bites the head off the dude.
Yeah.
Bugged me out, dude. Not even like the hell aspect. I was legit afraid of this movie for years and years and years. But I think
I don't think I've
afraid
seen
of
this
it too.
movie.
good. I feel justified.
I've never seen
now.
it, but I was afraid. I think he's a vampire, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a child vampire.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a weird movie.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
It's really odd. Mr. Deeds is 27. I think that's really low.
It's a good
I think
movie.
Mr. Deeds is really good.
I'd say it's low, too low.
I always
really
think
low.
about the scene where at the end where the dude is like, "That is my name. That is my mother. That is my money." Like that, I always think that's really funny. I think it's hilarious that he tries to make child cards too, like for Hallmark.
Yeah.
And they're like always terrible.
Wait, where's You Don't Mess with the Zohan? That's
Next.
Oh, okay. I was
26.
like, where's that movie at?
That was the first movie Vince and I saw in theaters without an adult.
I think that's like I don't know, man. I think that might be top 15. Dude, he bangs all those women in his shop. It's hilarious.
Yep.
A bunch of ones nobody cares. I thought
Doesn't
this
he have a
was.
spray bottle of hummus? Or is it just...
They
that's
do eat a ton of hummus.
Yeah,
too.
they do.
Yeah. Or no, he's just got a spray bottle of
They
Windex,
got
isn't it?
Mariah Carey in that.
I think
movie.
that's the Greek. Continue, Sam.
They do the hacky sack tournament.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
disagree.
yeah.
All the Hotel Transylvanias are like 21 to 23. I think they all are terrible. That's just my personal opinion. If you didn't know, there's a video game for the Hotel Transylvanias.
That I did
I just
not
found
know.
this out recently. It's like Pikmin.
Oh.
But they're way too high in my opinion. Sandy Wexler's 20. I think that's a pretty good movie.
Never saw it.
It's
No, I
he's
haven't
like
seen it
a he's like a
He's an
the-
agent,
the
right?
detective,
He's
yeah.
playing
That's
his
what I was
own
thinking
agent,
of.
I think. Yeah, I just never watched
he's
it.
pretty solid in that. The longest yard, I said this a little bit earlier, is 18. I think it should be higher. I know it's a remake, but I just think that it's a better done movie than a lot of the other ridiculous movies he's done. But
I don't like either Longest Yard personally. I think
I
both
just-
those
I
films
don't
are
know.
overrated.
Click is 17.
Pretty good.
I like Click.
I mean,
like
I always wanted the remote episode.
I
was
almost
like,
think Click should be higher. I think it's super emotional towards the end. It's a super long movie.
It's good.
It's a long movie, but that ending, yeah.
Oh,
a good
yeah.
one.
I thought it was very
Yeah, but you're
emotional.
not expecting that ending at all.
no.
especially from him.
Anger
No.
Management's up here. It should be, but then
Good movie.
So we've all talked about this Hubie Halloween, right?
Sucks.
So I
That
told
should
them
be
earlier.
47.
I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, there's this great movie. It's like all these like Easter eggs from all the different Adam Sandler movies. My dad calls me and he's like, that movie sucked.
Yeah.
So like,
Got a 51 on Rotten Tomatoes. Higher than
it's
I thought.
way
it would
too high on this list.
It got 51.
It got a 51 because what he said, it had all the callbacks to
I'm
every other
telling
movie
you.
he's
The
ever done.
callbacks, and it's
the
geared
dude
towards
from
children.
the dude
Yeah,
from Happy
yeah.
Gilmore is like in the beginning in the prison. What's his name's character? Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller, yeah.
Oh,
his
yeah.
character.
You will go to sleep or I will put
be.
you
Yeah.
to sleep.
Having a nice warm glass of shut the hell up.
Yeah.
So Justin and I disagree on this one. Spanglish is top 10.
Yep.
I don't get that. I don't think Spanglish is that good of a movie.
I like Spanglish.
So I'll leave it up. You guys might disagree. Waterboy's 9. I put
like that
Waterboy
one.
like top 3.
No,
that's a
it's-
personal opinion.
It probably might make my top 5.
It
Definitely
might
not
be
my top
5.
3.
I think it's gotta be top 5.
It's
Has
top
to
5,
be.
but not top 3.
Big Daddy's only at 7. I know.
That's number 3 for me.
I know a lot of people put that higher. There's a movie that they hadn't heard of, Punch Drunk Love. If you've never seen Punch Drunk Love, it's this like literally acid trip of a movie. It's terrible. If you've never seen it, don't watch it. Don't understand how it's number 5.
79% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mind blow. It's fucking garbage, dude.
Dude, I
It's
can't
a terrible,
believe
terrible
movies
movie.
with Adam Sandler are getting above like a 60.
Billy Madison 4.
That's
be
number
100.
2 for me.
Billy
Yeah,
Madison's number 2.
Such a quotable movie. Happy Gilmore's 3.
That's number 1.
One.
That's number
I
one.
think that's top 2. This one was kind of ridiculous. Uncut Gems is 2.
No.
I like that movie. I enjoyed it.
What's the word that we've always said about this movie that makes you feel?
Uneasy.
Anxious?
Yeah, it makes you anxious.
That's the whole movie's made to be that way.
Yeah.
And I get that. I just don't like the way that I feel.
If you haven't seen it yet, you have to see it.
I do think it's a movie you have to see.
It's
I like-
very not Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
though.
I like that it makes you feel that way because it's different. I like that the most relaxing part of the whole movie is the weekend doing cocaine. That's like the calm point of the film.
You're like everything's good. now. And then number 1, you guys agree? I don't. The Wedding Singer is a classic, right? It's a great movie.
I do love that movie,
I
but
I don't think it's number 1.
I don't put it 1.
I don't either.
Hot take: I don't like Drew Barrymore or any of the movies with Drew Barrymore.
Hmm.
So that's why you don't like 50 First Dates.
Yes.
I was saying,
Sorry,
where's that one on this list?
I really don't like it. It was like 11 or 12. I don't like her. If you like her, I think she got her own talk show now. That's kind of mind blowing to me. But yeah, if you like Drew Barrymore, like every woman in the world, like no shock, it's number 1. So
I don't like Drew Barrymore, but I love that movie.
That
I'm
is
glad that I'm not
movie.
the only person in the world who doesn't like Drew Barrymore.
that's a pretty trash list.
Yeah.
We should rewrite our own and spend an entire episode just talking about Adam Sandler movies.
There's no way we'd ever agree.
No, it's absolutely not going to
There's no
happen. The Wedding Singer has a nice 69% Rotten Tomatoes.
Solid.
So let's talk about this game now. Broncos had to play without any of their quarterbacks on Sunday.
It was so sad to watch.
It really was. There really isn't much for us to extrapolate from that game. I don't know that there are any players I'd feel particularly good about going against Kansas City, though, regardless of who the quarterback is. They're all cleared as of today, or 3 of them are the 3 that matter. Drew Lock is probably playing. Is there anyone you like in this matchup, Justin?
Between them and Kansas City,
Yeah, anybody on the Broncos that you feel comfortable starting?
Brandon McManus.
Okay, this is an interesting pick.
That's it.
Okay. I don't think you can start the running backs with any confidence. Noah Fant is sort of hit or miss, and with the shallowness of the position, he's probably the only one I would start.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to throw, so
Yeah, they're gonna be down early.
yeah. Wide receivers are a dart throw on that team, I feel. As for the Chiefs, they're still fucking ridiculous.
It's so crazy.
Tyreek Hill was on pace for 800 yards in the first quarter last week.
Could you imagine if he got it?
That would be something. Before DK Metcalf played, him and Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce were 1 and 2 in receiving yards in the league, which is just ridiculous. So they have second and third most in the league now. Their offense is playing like they're on rookie on Madden. I'm sure they'll shred Denver in this game. But CEH has not been what you drafted him to be. And since acquiring Le'Veon Bell, he has not had more than 15 touches in a game. Justin.
Yeah.
What do?
I don't know. I think this week maybe there's some sort of confidence in starting him, but even then, like I think it's a long shot to be comfortable like week in and week out.
There's no level of comfort at all. Little involvement in the passing game. On the goal line, they barely ever give him the ball. They run weird trick plays. I mean, Travis Kelce almost threw a touchdown to Patrick Mahomes on Sunday.
Yeah.
Because they just run cute plays. And I think they come up with new plays every week, and none of them involve CEH. So it's a shame that he's not what you wanted him to be, but that isn't going to change, unfortunately. You can start him if you have to, but you can't feel good about it. All that being said, Chiefs win by a lot.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win by like 21.
Yeah.
21-20.
Yeah, that's fair.
Our first Monday Night Football game, because of the Ravens, is the Washington football team at the Steelers. The football team smacked Cowboys around on Thanksgiving, just like Senni said they would. And we saw a breakout performance from Antonio Gibson. He scored in all but 3 games this year and has found the end zone in 5 consecutive weeks. Has he earned true workhorse duties now, Justin?
I think so.
He had 5 receptions on Thursday on Thanksgiving, which outsnapped J.D. McKissick's touch in the passing game. So I think that, he was versatile in college, playing running back and wide receiver. I think now that they know he can catch, they're going to use him more and more. J.D. McKissick will get fizzled out a little bit. I love Antonio Gibson going forward. If you drafted him, good for you. He's one of my calls I got right in the preseason, so pat myself on the back, jerk myself off a little bit. All 3 Steelers wide receivers finished with double-digit fantasy points despite low yardage totals in Wednesday afternoon's football game against Baltimore.
What a strange...
2020.
Yeah.
We know all 3 of them are weekly starters, but I'm going to give you a second to talk about your boy, Justin. Should managers trust Eric Ebron in their lineups every week? He has double-digit fantasy points in 5 of his last 6 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he almost scored twice tonight.
He did.
I couldn't watch the second half because I had to run out and get beer. But the last play that I saw, he dropped what might have been a touchdown if he was able to break a tackle.
Yeah.
So he's getting those red zone looks too. I know the pick that Ben threw early in the game, his first look was towards Ebron in the corner of the end zone. So Ben likes his tight ends in the red zone. He likes Ebron. I think I could trust him.
When they were in the end zone, both Sean and I worried that Ebron was going to get this touchdown that Juju got.
Yeah.
He was not happy.
Yeah. We have 5 to go. He needs 2 more scores. We'll see what happens. You better win this game. I sort of have a feeling that you're going to choke. That's me picking Washington.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, I'm going to go Steelers.
I just don't... Dude, just the defense is so good. I just don't see how it's possible to lose.
Yeah, well, I really want you to win. Don't get me wrong. But Washington's had a week and a half to prepare for this game now because Baltimore fucked you guys.
Yeah, Baltimore sucks.
So you guys have a short week. Baltimore should be the one playing on Monday, not Pittsburgh.
I'd agree.
Pittsburgh should have the Tuesday game. We can talk more about that later when we shit on Baltimore. But anyway, let's move on to our true Monday Night Football game, our scheduled Monday Night Football game, the Bills and the 49ers. The Bills are coming off a win that did not involve many good fantasy performances. Gabriel Davis led the team in receiving yards, Justin. Do you think he's worth rostering or starting?
No.
Okay, me either.
Yeah.
That's all I have for them.
Yeah.
You're not starting either running back. You know Stephon Diggs. You know Josh Allen. For the 49ers, they're starting to get a bit healthier, and we saw strong returns from Deebo Samuel and Raheem Mostert. Is there anyone else on the team we should be starting, Justin?
I don't really think so right now. I think Mostert's the clear back.
Must start.
Yeah, Mustard. I think he's the clear back. I think he's who Shanahan trusts the most when he's healthy. So I think he's going to get the looks. Debo's the best receiving option that they have healthy now. I think you mentioned last week, if you're desperate at tight end, maybe Jordan Reed because he's looked okay. Mm-hmm. But even that, I think the two of them are the ones that I would want to start.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Except for the fact that, Shanahan's still going to use all different kinds of running backs. Mostert is the only one you can trust.
Yeah.
And he's going to get consistent work, but other guys are going to spell him, so just don't be flustered when that happens because it will happen. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Bills.
I'm going to go 49ers.
I'm going to go 49ers too.
Wow, okay. We shall see. And now for Tuesday Night Football, our last game of the week, the Cowboys play the Ravens.
Fuck the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm with you now. Cowboys got destroyed by the football team on Thanksgiving, just like Senni said they would. And human thumb Mike McCarthy has had this team looking like a college squad. The Ravens have a good defense, and the Cowboys have a bad offense without Dak. So which players on Dallas would you advise starting this week, Justin?
Amari Cooper?
He's the best. He's the only one that you can really trust at all. Even Zeke, you can't really trust.
No.
I don't see how you can bench Zeke, unfortunately. I mean, if you have a really good team, maybe you can get away with it, but yeah, you just got to start him and pray.
Yeah, that's about all you can do.
A shitty situation. The Ravens have been struggling for the past few weeks, but especially Wednesday against the Steelers, where they had to play without a good portion of their team due to COVID.
I think the Steelers winning this game made sure that the Ravens can't win the division now. Because they're what, 6 and...
They're 6-5. Have they've played twice?
And Steelers
yeah,
won
Steelers
both.
won both. Yes, the Ravens cannot beat the Steelers and win the division. The Browns still can.
I don't give a shit about the Browns.
I'm curious.
Browns can win the division.
I'm
for
just
all
confused.
I care.
Was this a concern?
I didn't think it was.
I was not concerned.
I never even thought about it. Yeah.
I think the Browns are more of a threat. I've thought that for a while now. I don't know.
I think the Browns are more of a threat because the Browns have an easier schedule. I think.
No. You can only play who's on the schedule. I mean, there's not much difference. 2 games difference on the entire division schedule.
After
Still.
that game, the Ravens aren't even on my radar anymore, to be totally honest.
So I'm not worried about the Browns either.
Yeah.
But I just don't want the Ravens to win.
Okay. Well, J.K. Dobbins has been on the verge of a breakout through the past few weeks now, Justin. All season, really. We've been waiting on it. Do you still believe that that's coming as we head into the final weeks of the season?
I think this could be the game against a really shitty Cowboys defense.
Yeah. It all depends on how Harbaugh wants to use him.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly the most talented running back. He's still been having to share his touches with Ingram and Gus Edwards even.
Gus
the Bus. Did not do much. He scored a touchdown, didn't do much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that Dobbins will carry teams because he should get the majority of carries. But if it doesn't happen this week, I don't think it's going to happen at all.
Yeah.
Fuck the Ravens for ruining football and making us watch a game at 3:40 on a Wednesday.
Yep.
But I think they're going to win.
I'm going Cowboys.
See, I thought you were going to go with the Cowboys. I still think the Ravens are going to win because
I think the Ravens are going to win, but I can't. I'm not
again, I like the Cowboys, but they're just really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they really are.
Red Rifle. He's going to come out and win.
The Red Rocket, as you like to call him. Big old boner Andy Dalton.
Hey.
Speaking of, Danny, get in here. It's time to punish you. All right, Danny. Here's your shoe that you'll be drinking out of. It's an old shoe from Vince. Vince, I would assume, has some pretty nasty feet. Just taking a gander from knowing him my whole life.
Yeah, he definitely does.
And this is a nice, fine Pilsner beer, 5 out of 5 Miller Lite. So
It's an old skate shoe, too.
To
so
do
he
a
was
Shoey.
definitely
yeah.
sweated it a couple of times.
Vince definitely busted ass on some kick flips in this sneaker. So
Yeah, I'll take this off because I spill it on myself.
Oh, it's looking bad, man.
I'm just trying not to visualize
going
what
through the
beer
front.
looks like in his shoe.
It's just coming out the front here.
Ugh,
Yeah,
Tuck it with the lid.
Close the lid.
the lid. The shoe, just close the lid on the shoe.
All right, buddy. So you just got to put the heel up to your mouth and down it.
Well, here we go.
Just go with it. Do it. Just do it. Faster the better.
Ugh.
Get it down. You got it. He's got it. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, hold it down. He did it.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, okay. Well done, my friend. Well done.
I was disgusted with hair in it when I looked in.
Yeah,
a lot of hair.
I saw it on the heel of the shoe, but I wasn't gonna say it before you started drinking.
Look.
Try not to think about it. Okay.
Think about it now. It's
Yeah,
done.
well,
It's
I mean,
disgusting.
but I don't want him to puke.
No.
I don't have a good
I
place
think
for
I'm,
that.
think I'm good.
All right, buddy.
Perfect.
Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. That's one of the worst ones that we had remaining.
He's got two
so.
bad
Yeah.
ones.
He does,
Yeah,
yeah.
the
Paintball.
worst.
Coming into this league, that was like the number one I wasn't gonna do, but I know, here we are.
Yeah, you did it.
Put it down.
Props to you. Mad
Yes.
respect, Danny. Thank you very
gentlemen.
much.
Yes, of course.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of the Fantasy Beer League. We'll be with you every Wednesday, hopefully, as long as there's not another COVID situation.
As long as the Ravens don't play.
Well, I don't think it's going to happen to them again. But anyway,
fucking hope it
we
doesn't.
should be with you every Wednesday on YouTube with audio-only podcasts available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Pandora. Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the handle @FantasyBeerLG. Those are the words Fantasy Beer and the letters L and G. I'm Sean Joyce. He's Justin Giel. And here's Matt Senni with his advice of the week.
If you think you're enough of an Adam Sandler expert to make a tier list about him, don't, because you're not.
Good advice.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for watching. Good luck in Week 13.